Hello, hello. Welcome again to Websy Womby's channel. I hope you all are doing well. I'm going to talk about something that I came across someone talking about it, and then yesterday I was going to do a video on it because I've seen another person talk about it. And to me, it's a really intriguing topic. It just can be very controversial when you get, everyone from different walks of life and how they view things. So this is pretty much my opinion, my viewpoint on things, and interpret the best way you think it is. This is pretty much, if you don't agree with it, that's fine. We all have our own viewpoints, but I just feel like it's something that I want to address, and it's something that I feel like, some people don't realize. So just, if it resonates, good. If it doesn't resonate, just chuck it out the window. It wasn't meant for you. But just interpret the best way you feel, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Anyways, but it's not going to be for everyone, so just do bear with me on that. So basically what I want to talk about is kind of the duality between light and dark. A lot of people, and I've mentioned it on my channel, but I think I might have deleted some of the videos on it. Someone that I was watching on Facebook, they were talking about, consciousness and stuff. They're using a lot of scientific words about it, and it's like when I hear things, it's like I want to talk about it, but then it's like I don't know how to interpret it. But one thing that this guy was mentioning on it, the one group, consciousness something, he was talking about how he was using references to something that he was talking about, but he was talking about basically, how something it could appear evil, but it's all about, the intent behind it. So if the intent behind something is not harming someone, then it's not evil. And I think a lot of people misconstrue that. They think that black, anything that's represented with a color, black, is evil, has an evil intention, when it's not. But then it's like we grow up thinking everything is a certain way, when it's really not. Another thing that was pointed out to me that I came across yesterday, the difference, light and dark. It's like if some of you haven't seen Star Wars, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen Star Wars. If you haven't, go watch it. But I'm pretty sure everyone has watched Star Wars. A lot of people can feel the force around us, just like in Star Wars, where it talks about the light side and the dark side. But it's all about the intentions behind it, whether it's good or evil or bad or whatever. I think where I'm getting at with this is, just society teaches us, for example, this is just an example, so don't get mad when I say this, but a lot of us think, that don't believe a certain belief system, whether it's, we don't believe in paganism, we don't believe in satanicness, or if you're Christian, you believe, you're a Christian, you believe in God, you believe in, the Bible, everything connected. But one thing I think is missing in society is the fact that all these different religions go back to the source. And one thing that a lot of people aren't taught is, like for me, I grew up in a Christian family. So I always, heard the sermons, did the prayers, read the Bible, but no one's ever told me that God is within you. God is within everyone. No one really told me that. And, I think the misconception, people think that they have to find the answers, somewhere else. Like, for me, my viewpoint of God used to be this man in the clouds who is watching over you. But if you go against his commandments, then there's going to be judgment. When that's not God. When that's not everything true. One of the things that when I came across the video, the one guy in the one group that I'm part of, he was talking about the ego. And I've heard so many things about the ego. The ego's about, there's the left mind and the right mind. And he was mentioning how the ego is anything that is false. It could be a false perception. It could be a false idea of yourself. Anything false has to do with the ego. And I never heard it quite like that, because usually when I think of the ego, I think of someone that's, all about them, all focused on them. But it's actually about, false ideas, false perceptions. But he made a comment that really stuck with me, is the fact about white and black. We're taught in school that something about, the black is absent of white, or white, either or. But then to me it just sounds racist when people think that just because someone's wearing gothic clothes or anything that has to do with questionable ideas, that we automatically think it's bad. And something that I've been not looking into, but reading up on it, and I don't have all the facts, so I'm just imperfect as anyone else. But what I came across in, reading and, personally talking to some people and actually, looked into things is, and this is going to be a hard one and a hard truth for people to swallow, but I'm just going to say is, people that believe that satanic, the symbolism is of the devil and people worship the devil and all this, when that's not even true. It is an archetype. It is someone that people, their practice, it's someone that is their brother. But to me, and I could be wrong on all of this, so but what my understanding of it is, a lot of people have this misconception that it's all about damnation. It's all about people wanting to kill people and sacrifice and, name it, your ideas of it. But it's all about, there's an injustice done in society. And a lot of what they do in the church, they make things known because there's so much injustice happening in society where other religions, don't get mad, but a lot of religions like Christianity, they have such a strong voice. But in my opinion, I feel like all religions should have their voice. We shouldn't think just because you're in this group or you're in this religion or cult or whatever that you don't have your say. When the thing is, when it comes to, satanic, it's all about justice. It's all about things that are done across America that are being injustice and being wrong. And a lot of it, when I look into, a lot of it in some way is reference to paganism. Like they're brothers and brothers, Like, they have some of the different ideas, but they're similar. But then a lot of people, a lot of naysayers, you know, think the occult is wrong and everything, or satanic is wrong, when it's all about your perception. It's all about your viewpoint. If you don't really do your research on it, if you don't really look into it the right way, not just find everyone who's against it, but actually find the truth for yourself. And that's the thing. People aren't taught to find the truth for themselves. People aren't taught to look within. And what I'm saying, look within. God within yourself. Source. But everyone thinks that these groups or these societies are wrong when they're not. They have intentions that are pure. And like a lot of paganism, we're all about positivity. We're all about the earth. We're all about nature. We're all about, you know, the right. A lot of people, you know, aren't going to believe that, and that's fine. It's up to you to decide what you feel is best for your life. But it's like, to me, a lot of people grow up thinking that certain things are a certain thing when they're being lied to. Because for so long, we grow up thinking this is how it is. But if we don't do our research, if we don't actually look within for the answers, then we're just going to follow everybody else. So it's really interesting to me when I read things about paganism or satanic stuff. You know, they're a little bit, they're a lot different, but to me, like for paganism, you know, we're all about nature. We're all about, you know, harm none. Where satanic is all about the injustice that's being done, and they're vocalizing. That's all they're doing. They're doing things, vocalizing. A lot of people don't like them because they're from hell and all this stuff, but it's like we judge so much, but yet we don't know that person's heart. We don't know their intentions. And like either the guy was saying, or what I've heard is, you know, what we think is evil, or what we see or perceive as evil is not evil. Not unless your intentions is to hurt someone. Then it's evil. And the thing is, just from my experience of what I've seen and what I've experienced in my own life, people who claim to be Christians, they have more evil in them than good sometimes. And the same thing can go to either or, satanic or paganism. I've seen some pagans have some more evil in them than good. You know, just because you're associated with the Christian belief system or paganism doesn't mean you're a good person. It's all about your intentions. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but it's true. What are your intentions? Is it ego? Is it done about I'm going to hurt people? Or is it pure intention, love? And that's what people don't understand about these things. Because they're believed to believe a system, and that's a wrong thing to believe. I mean, in your eyes, it's okay for you to believe whatever you want. I'm not saying don't believe it. I'm just saying, growing up, we think a certain thing is a certain way because we're told. But what about questioning everything that you were taught? And I'm not saying throw away everything you were taught. If you were growing up in a Christian home, throw it out the window and forget about it. What I am saying is you need to have your own belief system. And a lot of people aren't taught that. A lot are people to believe what the church says, but what if it's actually false? What if everything you were deemed to believe growing up is false? And the thing is, people don't understand, people who are pagan, is we're all about peace. We're all about harmony. We're all about positivity. But then you get some people that look at you and judge you just because you're associated with this, but you don't do your research. all you see is black, and that's all you see, and that's evil to you. That's considered evil to you when it's not. It's all about your perception, and I think a lot of people are being racist with it. Just because you don't understand something, I think a lot of that's the problem. You don't understand it, so you fear it, and that's not what we're about. We're all about love. We're all about nature. We're all about the betterment of humanity. And it's like, if you're missing that in your life and the idea and the concept, then you're in the wrong. And I'm not saying what people believe is wrong. It's just you need to come to that place of realization. Is, what do you believe? Do you believe what everybody's told you, or what are your beliefs? So pretty much the question is for you to decide. You know, I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm not here to put anyone down. I'm just speaking from truth, from my place of heart, and sharing it with you guys. But I just feel like people, just because you're on the light or dark doesn't mean it's bad. It's your perception.